Welcome to the Real Flat Earth Friday. How are you doing this evening,
Great.
brother?
Great to be here. The original Flat Earth Friday podcast. Yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, and we're going to be covering the final Flatoberfest. This has been a thorn in every truther's side for quite a few years now, and this is it. And we're going to be covering how this show went down. It it went down as a huge flop,
Yeah.
and we're going to be showing what took place at it, and this is it, right? Because this is the year that they're pulling off the final false dichotomy psyop, and after this, we were told by Russian vids, it's only going to be like Eric DeBay, Nathan Oakley, and Flat Earth Banjo and himself that are going to be continuing after this. So there's going to be no more meetups because there's going to be no more fake flat Earth. That model is going to be debunked this December, right?
Well, that's the idea, right? That's what Will Dufas and his team have set out to do. Mick Toon and Fight the Flat Earth and all these other characters. It's really, we've been trying to do it for over 8 years now. It's just that Jaron has finally got on board with fully debunking the fake Flat Earth AE map and model. But I still think that these grifters, the Karen B's, they're saying they're going to quit, but I still have a feeling they're still going to come back in some sort of shape, way, or form and continue to try to psyop and mind control the people to believe lies and disinformation. So we're going to be looking at what you had coined, or what they're saying is the last Flatoberfest. So there used to be conferences. Robbie Davidson ran the Flat Earth conferences for quite a few years, 2016, 17, 18, and 19, I believe. And then he gave it to Karen B, and she just runs what are called Flatoberfests. So this year it was supposed to be in South Carolina, and it was supposed to be a camping excursion. And obviously, we know that the Hurricane Helene hit there and caused serious damage. So their plans got kind of ruined for the last Flattoberfest. Funny thing was, is it really wasn't at the right time for Oktoberfest either. It was in September, right?
Absolutely, and reminiscent of the Atonement Day rain out of Adam Finkelstein, right?
Yeah, the Finkelstein flood, right? But so they were supposed to have this conference and the camping trip and everything, and it got flooded out due to the hurricane, which was fine. But they decided, I guess, it seems like Karen B didn't want to refund all the money, so they went ahead with it anyways, and they ended up setting up Flattoberfest in the parking lot of a hotel, right?
Yeah, they did, and there was a few diehards that stuck out around for it, and I think they had like one celebrity. Witsit was there, and we played that little clip where he spoke, I think, in our last Flat Earth hangout, but we'll probably we want to go through. There's not that much coverage of it. There was Run Boston Bear had covered it, and then DJ Curious covered it, and so we're going to be talking more about DJ Curious, and you're going to get to know more about DJ Curious because we're going to be going through his interviews, and that sort of makes up the sum total of the footage that's been made available for this Flattoberfest. I'm not aware of anything else. Are you?
No, that's it. That's all that there is. That's all that they've published. I don't think there's anything else. Apparently, it was at the Hampton Inn. They're calling it the Hampton Inn Flat Earth Conference. There was one lady that was pissed off that she didn't get to hear the speaker speak. I guess that. So the main thing that we want to show tonight is that these flat Earth conferences have never been about proving flat Earth. They've never been about debunking the ball Earth. It's just been a bunch of people that were getting together and trying to, be socially popular. And really, in essence, what it's been is been the derailing of the flat Earth. It's been the crazies, the cuckoos, the absolute Satanists. Now they've got open sodomists running it. The interviewer is a clear sodomist, and it's just gone right off the wall. Is crazy. They're all proclaiming to believe in a God, but they don't tell you which God. If you ask David Weiss which God, he'll tell you to go yourself. So this is the crew that we're dealing with, and it's crazy. It's crazy that they try to take what's kind of true and what's kind of false, and then they mix it together. Now you keep saying that once the AE mappa model is destroyed finally by Jaronism and Witsit doesn't get it this December, you still think that they're all going to just quit, right? To me, it seems like this group, it doesn't matter how many times they're told that this is disinformation. We've been telling them for 8 years. Listen, I live debunked the AE mappa model with Jaron. He's now taking that evidence that I showed him and then using it to shame flat earthers today, 8 years later. So for me, I don't expect them to quit. I think they're going to double and triple down and continue to do the most ridiculous things as they've been doing the entire time. I'm also excited about looking at more ways that you can just destroy the glurf. Like any glurfers, where are the glurfers? Where is McToon? Where is Fight the Fat Earth? Where are these characters? Why aren't they in the chat right now? We go to Will Doofast's podcasts. We participate. We're not hiding. Why aren't they in here with their glurf proofs? Where are the globe earthers? They want to talk about what the sun does up in the sky, but they don't want to actually talk about how we measure the ground, how curvature works, how the physics of water work, how buoyancy and density works. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We actually will. It's what you're not going to get at the Flurfer conference. Listen, we got Flurfers versus Glurfers. The false dichotomy has never been more apparent than it is right here, right now in 2024. And I'm excited to be here because Jason and I, we're VRers. We can't be put into these false dichotomy categories. We're not glurfers. We're not, listen, Jason and I, our very first joint effort was called Beyond Flat Earth. We went beyond it, right? We broke down the very nature of reality. We're excited to be here. I'm happy to be here this Friday night. What is it? October 11th, okay? I am excited. I wish there were more glurfers here. Where are the people sharing this content? Where are the people that want to get involved? Where are the flurfers? Oh, I know what it is, Jason. I know what it is. Nobody likes to be debunked. Nobody likes the truth. They hate it. They want to grandstand and create clout type content where they're acting like, what is Witsit's catchphrases? Electromagnetic, diamagnetic fields. And we get the upwards rising earthers that talk about like downwards vector forces and all this nonsense when we just want to cut through the red tape and just show you exactly what it is and how you can verify all these things for yourself.
So let's set this up a little bit and let people know there's something else that we're going to be talking about tonight, a topic that you brought up regarding this 1 degree that we would see out at the, what have they said before? 50 miles, 60 miles, whatever it is, 1 degree, and that we would never be able to tell that it's just 1 degree, right?
Yeah, you'd never see that, they say, right? You can't see half a degree in 25 miles, right?
Yeah, so one thing we want to do, everybody, is show you some real geometry. Real geometry. The G in the Freemasons isn't for geometry; it's for something else. We're going to show you some. We're going to show you some real geometry, and that's going to show you what the real curvature or drop would have to be if we were on a globe. And so we've dealt with the distance to the horizon calculator before, and then it's the curvature calculator that Jaron uses and globe earthers use. And we're going to be showing how the calculations are off and not real with real geometry. So take this to your geometry teacher at high school and have them debunk this. And we're going to put things in perspective where what that 1 degree is, how much that would actually be. And what else we're going to be covering tonight? We've had some incredible weather. A lot of people are talking about man-made weather or government-made weather, stuff like that. Do you want to say anything about these hurricanes that have been taking place?
I mean, what a pivotal topic. Everything is about dividing. The scripture said, Christ said that a house divided shall not stand. Everything you see on social media right now is set up to divide. You got the false dichotomy with doofus, and you got your glurf versus flurf. Now we've got HARP versus natural weather, Mother Nature versus man-made. First off, I just want to let everybody know that whatever the government does and these New World Order agents shills, they're lazy. They suck at everything they do, okay? Let's touch on the Northern Lights topic first, okay? Do you guys on the other side of the screen know how much power, energy, and actual Aurora HARP-type facilities it would take to cast northern lights throughout the entire northern and southern parts of the realm? How much?
I'm guessing it'd take megawatts.
Unfathomable amount of power. Okay. Not only that, but go figure that the scriptures talk about the northern lights. Oh, go figure. Let's switch over to hurricanes. The scriptures talk about in the end times that the roaring waves in the sea and everything that's taken place. Listen, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, I know for sure the last 100 years has been documented. People have wrote down what's taken place, where the different hurricanes have hit, and long before electricity, we had the exact same devastating hurricane storms battering into continents throughout the water realm. So it's crazy how divisive it is. And what I see is a huge agenda here. Again, they're mocking the truthers. Anybody that calls themselves a truther, you are absolutely being attacked. And they're doing it through memes. They're doing it through music. They're doing it through, even Biden came out and talked about weather manipulation warfare. Okay. They are creating the largest divide. And what they're really doing is building up disinformation, misinformation, so that they can censor everything online. Listen, they want to turn the internet back to cable TV where all you can do is watch. You don't get to participate. You're not going to get to put your voice in. So on the weather manipulation, are they trying to manipulate the weather? Sure. They're trying to do everything. They're constantly trying to do everything. But don't you think if they actually had the ability to do that, they would be attacking places left, right, and center? Why is it that the hurricanes only happen one time a year, right? Why is it that we can see that the same patterns, the same places for hundreds of years always take place? I don't want to get into this argument. If you want to believe that the government has the power to create and steer hurricanes, go ahead. I don't think they do. Can they manipulate them? Yes. Can they stop them? I think that they've strengthened Helene, right, and pushed it north, and I think they weakened Milton and stopped it. Those are my theories, and I'm going to stand by them until I see better evidence. Jason, what say you?
We could argue about the mechanism for what's taking place as long as you want, but we can't debate the fact that they are taking place. So the scriptures do proclaim that there's going to be an uptick in this, that people would be terrified by the sea and the waves roaring, and that this would serve as a sign. So the sea and the waves roaring, that really sounds like a hurricane to me, and here we got some hurricanes. We might have some bigger ones coming still. And so it's the actuality that they're actually taking place, and forget whatever the circumstances are, they're happening. And so the destructive force in these storms is absolutely incredible. And I feel like so far we've sort of been protected. Like it could have been a lot worse, right? So the scriptures talk about this and just getting worse and worse and worse, and it calls these the birth pains. But it's a lot of distress, and so I still think that 2024 would be a good fit for the Great Tribulation kicking off, and that this is all prophetic. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And let us know what you think. Leave a comment, show us. So, and then other things people will say, well, there's a patent for it. Well, there's a patent for the moon landing. There's a patent for NASA stuff. There's a patent for all the stuff that's fake. Right? Patents don't mean anything. Okay. Everybody just keep searching for the truth. Don't worry about what anyone says. If you want to post about HARP and that they're faking the northern lights and that they're creating hurricanes and steering them into countries, go ahead, post it all you want. But if you come down into a serious debate, you are going to get your ass kicked. Okay. People are going to be able to pull out the facts, and they're going to mock you, and they're going to make you look stupid so that they can win the argument. That's the entire reason that the false AE mappa model was created. It was a globe projection created so that someone could overstand it on the globe side and win the debate. And we're going to show you exactly how to take the power back and defeat both Flurf and Glurf. That's what we're here tonight. Flat Earth Friday. Happy October 11th. If you're a Glurfer, let us know. Come on, join in the chat. Let us know you're watching. And if you're a Flurfer, tune in too. We don't hate you just because you want to believe in the sun circling around like that. Go ahead. That's fine. Even though the sun rises south of east and sets south of west right now, totally destroying your AE mappa model. You don't even need to go to Antarctica to prove that. All you need to do is just call somebody that lives in Australia or New Zealand and have them go out and measure the sunrise and set angles, and it completely destroys the circling sun model. That's all I have to say. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, let's let's get into it. Well, when we come back, we'll just start doing some real geometry, y'all.
Let's go.
And we are back.
We sure are.
And we are at Phuket Word. He is trying to remain relevant in the final experiment. And we're having a competition to see which model of reality can predict what takes place in Antarctica this December. And so Nick from Phuket Word is saying that we should be measuring for the curvature. What do you say about that, brother?
Well, I definitely know that there is no curvature. And when I saw what Phuket Word was doing, I liked it. I know that it's a riff on, so when we debated Red's Rhetoric and Sean Double D Hufford, we had a 20-minute video for our introduction. And one of the main bangers, if you guys want to go back to all those glurf debunks, you're going to see that the non-precession of a gyroscope totally debunks the idea that you live on a sphere. Now, listen, everybody that's tuning in here, I'm sorry. I am sorry that you were taught that you live on a sphere and that there's no proof for that, right? But there is actually proof that you're on a flat and stationary plane. Absolutely. And what Phuket Word is doing here is actually bringing that up.
Yeah, so the argument against the final observation in Antarctica is that it's taking a look at what's happening in lights in the sky, and then you're trying to come up with the conclusion that all of a sudden that means Earth's a ball if you see a 24-hour sun. So a lot of people are saying, the lights in the sky don't prove that the Earth isn't curved. And so measuring for curvature is another way. There's two main ways. There's either curvature or rotation. And it was, Jaron that came up with the evidence for curvature. And it was Bob Nodell that came up with the evidence for rotation. Now, those are the only two people that all globe earthers are able to cite as proof or evidence. But so Nick's trying to come up with ideas to show that there's no curve, right? So he's got an idea of having some sort of a drone and in a boat, and he's got an idea for that. He also has the airplane and the gyroscope. And what I want to do tonight is show everybody how much curvature there really has to be, because everything that we've been looking at and using as far as what the amount of drop or curvature would be is actually wrong. And we're going to show everybody how to solve for this geometrically tonight, and you're going to see that the amount of curvature that there would have to be around you is very extreme. Earth is not some big huge ball, not with a radius of 24,000 miles. So we're going to put into perspective just how small that radius is. And so
well, I just want to quickly explain, because you blew past, so you didn't explain the second diagram. The first diagram is a good example. Okay, what Phuket is suggesting here is that you have a boat, right, and you have it sail or drive, and then you fly a drone beside the boat and then track in 3D software program its level position on its path. And he's stating that it'll fly level to the surface of the Earth, not curving. Okay, it will fly level all the time. Once you level it out and follow the boat, you just hit track boat, it will never actually show you any curvature. Now, on the right side of the screen, he has the second experiment, which is the measuring of the non-precession of a gyroscope, right? So it is 1 degree every 60 nautical miles, roughly, they state, the Earth's curvature would be if the Earth was radius 3959, right? So what we see is that once you start up a gyroscope, take off in a plane, right, and fly 60 miles, the gyroscope should be tilted 1 degree off. If the Earth were a sphere, absolutely, this would 100% be the case. Every single time you did it. If the Earth were a flat plane, every single time you took off, leveled out the plane, and flew with the gyroscope unassisted, non-processing, and you measure that it is perfectly level, you are on a flat plane. I'm sorry. I don't care what the sky is doing, what the sun and moon and stars are doing. This proves without a shadow of a doubt that we live on a flat plane, because there is no precession. And not only that, but if you were to design a virtual reality, the one that we teach, this would be a demand of it. It would be a necessity for all things like flight. You couldn't fly a plane without the gyroscope not processing. Jason, how does a plane actually calculate so that it doesn't crash into the Earth?
Well, they have an artificial horizon.
Yeah.
And the mechanism within the artificial horizon is, well, it was a gyroscope. I don't know what they're doing with electronics now, but the physical mechanism was a gyroscope. So once this spun up, it became rigid in space.
Rigid.
And then as the plane was going up, you would see your angles, the angle that you were going up. And then when you leveled out, you would see this flat. And then if you were going down, you would see it tilted down.
It will give you the degrees up or down. Just like every measurement that measures movement relies on the Earth being fixed in its starting position, it absolutely. If the Earth were spinning and you had a device that was trying to measure movement, you would have to calculate and factor in Earth's speed. And supposedly Earth has different speeds. At the equator, it's moving its fastest, and as you move north and south on the ball, on the glurf, you actually have slower and slower speeds. So you'd actually have to calibrate it in so many different ways that it just becomes an error and crashes. Likewise, with the gyroscope, right? The only way this would work is if the Earth were flat. That's the only way that it works. And again, we're going to continue to say that over and over again.
Yeah, so this right here, what we want to focus on now is this 1 degree, because a lot of globe earthers, balls and spacers will say this 1 degree and make it sound like it's not that much. Does anybody have any guesses in the chat right now how much 1 degree is at 60 nautical miles?
So what Jason's asking is what do you guys think the calculated drop in curvature rate would be every 60 miles if the Earth were dropping 1 degree per 60 nautical miles? Let's take a guess. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think it's 100 miles, 10 miles? Do you think it's 1,000 miles? Do you think it's 2 feet? Do you think it's 20 feet? What do you think? We'll give them a little bit of time before you say, are you going to bring up Stellarium? Where are we headed next?
Well, I want to show everybody that it has to be 1 degree per 60 nautical miles, because they say that Earth is in width 21,600 nautical miles. So they use 360 degrees, and they say that each degree is 60 nautical miles. All right, so 360 times 60 is your 2160. That means that every 60 miles there has to be 1 degree of drop. I'll make sure everybody understands that.
So what Jason is saying, if the Earth is 24,857 miles, you stretch a string all around Earth, one side to the other, that is your straight measurement when you flatten it out. So for that to be true, for it to be a curved sphere, to get all the way back around equally, it has to be every 60 nautical miles, 1 degree of drop. So I don't see anybody, I don't know how far behind the chat is. I don't see anybody taking any guesses before you give it away. It's a lot, right? It's more than I thought it was going to be. Maybe you should just show it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up SketchUp, and I'm going to show everybody that if you do the conversion, the 2160. No, let me start over here. This right here is 69 miles, and the reason why we're using 69 miles is we'll go nautical. So if we go 60 nautical miles, that's 69.0468 miles. All right, so that's the conversion from nautical miles to miles. And then if you want to do your kilometers, you can change this to kilometers, but we're going to be doing it in miles. So 60 nautical miles, 69 statute miles. Now if you do 69, let's turn this to feet. So we'll make this 69.04 miles. So we've got 364,531 feet. Ooh. All right. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I can't put miles into SketchUp. So what I have here is I have to scale. This is 364,531 feet. All right, so that is our 69 miles right there. And I want to show everybody here, if I bring the protractor tool over here, set it here, come off of my red axis, I've got a line set at 1 degree up and 1 degree down. All right, so what I've done is I've also made this a circle out here. So when we zoom in, you can see you can see here that if you measure this distance in a totally plumb fashion, you will come up with a total of 6,362 feet, 10 inches, 15 sixteenths. And if we do the this radius arc right here, it's not that much difference. It's 6,362 feet, 10 inches, and 5 sixteenths. So if we just...
It's more than a mile.
Yeah, 6,362 feet.
That's a lot of drop. Everybody, are you listening to what Jason's saying here? Like, hey, please, I really want everyone to get this. Let's do it as simple as possible. You know, I like things really simple myself. I prefer everything simple. I try to keep my life as completely simple as possible.
All right, so that number is 1.2 miles.
So every degree of curvature, so in 60 miles of plane flight around the sphere globe Earth, there should be over a mile of drop.
All the way around you, because
there's your mic drop.
Because you would have this drop over here. This would be 1.2 miles over here, and on this side you would have the same 1.2 miles, and then going away from you that direction or towards you this direction, 1.2 miles in all directions.
So what Jason's saying is that we're also looking at this from a top-down perspective. The curvature is not just front to back. It's left, right, and front to back. It's in all directions around us, the sphere Earth. Now, what you have in the background, this is all being done in a modeling program that actually has a horizontal flat plane. For reference, if you just simply scroll upwards, Jason's going to be able to show you. See how the ball Earth drops? Keep going. And do you see what doesn't drop? The flat, motionless horizon. This is exactly how we live. This is how we actually measure. When we're flying in a plane, we don't actually ever, no pilot has ever calculated that mile of a drop every 60 miles. They don't do it. They don't do it, right? What they'll tell you is that the Earth is curved, right? Will Dufas and Mick Toon and Wolfie 6020, they'll tell you that, Ron, you're wrong, right? Wherever we travel, we're always at the same altitude away from the center of the Earth. That's what they say, right? Although they've got one problem. The big problem is that the gyroscope defies supposed Earth gravity, which the Curie point alone, the center of the hypothetical sphere, is above the melting point of whatever it needs to be to go above the Curie point, which means that anything with magnetism loses its gravitational force, its magnetism. It just falls from its magnetized. It doesn't work anymore. So what we have here is a gyroscope that once you set it up rigid, every single plane that uses a gyroscope has it spun in a rigid fashion where it doesn't change its tilt, and it measures the plane's tilt off of that plane of reference. It's the only way that it works. Now, this is exactly a demand of a virtual reality. Right? It doesn't work on a sphere, right? It does work for the flurfs because when they're measuring the ground is flat. They just have the wrong concept of a map in reality. They think everything's made of atoms and they think they have a dome over their head, right? But what we're trying to show you is that this is actually not debunkable. That's why you don't see McToon here. You don't see Fight the Fat Earth here. You don't see Wolfie 6020 here because they can't defend this. Red's Rhetoric and Sean Double D Hufford, we explained this to them and we said, we demand you give us your answer. How many years has it been? 8 years? 7 years? We haven't had any of our globe Earth debunks, any of them resolved. Now, they did have one proof. They said, oh, JC and Ronnie, how come when we take our look at this, Ron, when we lift our drone up into the air, why is it that the horizon drops a bit? And what we ended up doing is going and taking our drone and doing the experiment, and we found that when you increase your circle of sight, the angle to your vanishing point actually enlarges, which drops it down a slight amount. And they were trying to say that that proves that the Earth is a sphere, right? And we were able to come back with the complete explanation and show that, but not one thing that we brought up to the Glurfs has ever been answered.
Yeah, resolution is the limiter. So I want to show everybody this right here. If you look up Earth Curvature Calculator on Google, The number one search result is going to be this Earth curve calculator at GitHub. This is the one Jaron uses. This is the one that all the ball earthers use. And if we put in here 69 miles, remember that's the distance in statute miles of a nautical, 60 nautical miles is 1 degree, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So that becomes 69 statute miles. And if you do the calculate here, what do we have? We have 3,174.7 feet.
That's incorrect.
Look at our diagram here.
So when we look down at the diagram, we got our GLERF, our globe Earth, right? GLERF, for short form, right? We're measuring from H, which is 0. It should have another, the target should be a different, it should be like C, right? But they have H1 for the target height missing. And here we're getting only a measurement to the hump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what they have is they have it split. So if you have your observer here and they're looking out 69 miles, this is where we're showing this would be 1.2 miles over here, 6,300 some odd feet. What they have it is split. They have it split, so they have half over here and half over here, and what they've done is created a hump, and then they've halved the number here. So remember this, the real number, let's zoom in here again. The real number is your 6,363 feet.
6362.
Yeah, let's round it up because it's 10 inches, 15 sixteenths. We'll call it 6363. And right here we have 3,174. They've halved it because they put half over here, and they're saying that there's a hump in the middle. But in actuality, the real geometry, everybody, if you're the observer right here and you're looking out 69 miles here, 1.2 miles drop.
1.2 miles. Okay, thank you. That's a great explanation. What I want people to understand is, why do they always have to do this, the glurfers? Listen, you are never looking uphill on a supposed sphere. See, they twist everything to fit their narrative. You are supposedly always on the very top of a sphere. They don't have an up or down in space. That's imaginary in the glurf world. There's no up or down, right? And you're never looking uphill, ever. You're always looking down. So if we had the correct, so it's the distance to the vanishing point, that is what you're actually measuring. And if you were standing where it is labeled horizon, and you're looking either left or right, or forwards or backwards, the curvature goes in all directions. Okay, it is every single mile, every single 60 miles is 3,363 feet drop. Every single direction you look. And the higher you rose, the further away and the larger that footage would drop. I really want people to understand that it would get, due to the inverse square law, much more drastically curving away from you in all directions. And there's a reason why there's no modeling programs that show that. There's no flight simulation data programs that show that. Every single thing that we've ever used or built in this reality shows everything on a flat horizontal plane of reality, with one up, one down, one left, one right.
60 nautical miles with 1.2 statute miles of drop. Everybody, that's a lot. That's a lot in all directions around you. That means at the beach, it's got to be curved down that much to the sides as well. It's too much. Earth's too small. This radius is just way too small for anything like that. Yeah.
3959 is not big. It's tiny. That's like less than the Canada. Canada is 3959.
And it has to be that because it's 21,600 nautical miles wide. All right.
It's such a joke. And once you understand that, and then you look at the way that they try to line up Russia or Canada or anything else on a sphere, Africa, you start to realize that none of their glurf measurements add up. They just dropped the ball. That's it. So do you want me to take over?
Yeah.
Let's go here. I'm going to take the screen share. Let me just make sure I got it on correctly. Yeah, we are good to go. And then let me know when it's presented, and I'll get ready to go. We're going to start off with this. You know, I really wonder.
You're good.
I really wonder why, you know, where is Will Do Fast? Where is Fight the Fat Earth? Where is Mick Cartoon? Where are these guys? Why aren't they in our chat? Right? Where are they? Why don't they debate us? Why don't they come on our channel? You know, we've been saying for a long time that since the last debate with Red's Rhetoric, right, that we went on your channels. We got mocked. We got totally made fun of. They just talked about nothing but porn sites and all this disgusting content before the podcast and everything after. And we said, listen, we won the debate. You can come to our channel now, and we'll have a fair, correctly moderated debate. We challenged everybody. Not one of them has decided to come and take us on that challenge. So if you're all so confident that outer space is real, why does it even bother any of you that we doubt it? Why does Will Doofus have to, you know, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, supposedly, wink, wink, from Will Doofus, if he doesn't care, if it's not even important? Why is it so important to him?
It's become his life mission.
And not only that, it's defying what the scriptures say, right? One other thing I wanted to point off quickly before we get moving on here. I am so censored. It's just fine. It's fine, okay? I understand that people hate the truth. We got Bronick. He's also in our chat here. Lamp in the Wilderness. Shout out to him. Anybody that comments or shares anything. He put here on my channel, this is my channel here, the Limitless channel over on Rumble. He commented and said, great podcast. Look at this. There is a clone gang stalking channel that was created. You can't see because it's got my picture on it, but it doesn't show up because it's a fake, my version of the channel. So they sort of censor it. It says Britannica or Bronick. Braun for short form, I like. It's always heartwarming to connect with like-minded individuals who share similar beliefs and values. Kindly leave me a message on the phone below for more essential insights I've got to share. This is LARPing as me. This is not my phone number, right? What is going on? If I'm just so insignificant channel, listen, I don't get that many views, 500 views. I put my life and my heart into this because it's my passion. If there was only one view, I would still do this, okay? I do this because it's what I'm passionate about. I ask you on the other side of the screen, if Jason and I are these crazy wackos, if everything we're saying is just so easily debunked and Will Do Fast has to do all this, why are they creating bot channels, copying mine, trying to have the people that comment on my channel call them? I would like to know.
Gang stalkers. You got some gang stalkers, brother.
Why are they so mad?
CIA? Mossad?
Why are they so mad? Listen, let's talk about gravity and density, okay? Let's watch this video. Let's pull out the TV, everybody. Get your drinks, get your popcorn. Check this out.
There's no audio on your video, right?
There absolutely is.
Oh, no.
I can hear it clearly, as clear as can be. So do you want me to re-screen share?
I guess.
Because I had audio clicked. It still clicked. My screen share.
There it is. Yep.
Great, thank you. Worry about that, everybody. Let me read this. It says, gravity holds people, buildings, and to have oceans stuck to Earth's surface, but cannot pull down this simple floating balloon. Think about it. Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. What happened to gravity? Where did it go? Make it make sense. Where's gravity here? It's just not strong enough to stop these balloons from flying out. How about this? Pushed down from above, not pulled or sucked from below. Just dropped. Make it make sense.
Shazwar Bugatti, going way back. But flat earthers actually made good content.
I remember Shazwar.
They chased him right out of the community.
What's happening here, Glurfers? Explain this one. Come on, make it make sense. Gravity's so strong it does this.
Whoops. Uh-oh. Buoyant force of a submerged object is
Equal to the weight of the fluid that is displaced by that object. Archimedes effect. Debunking gravity. This stuff's gone now. Nobody talks about this. No one shows it. Your glurfers or your flurfers. Or your upward earthers. The upward force experienced by a body when partially or wholly immersed in a fluid is called upthrust or buoyant force. Listen, these are actually measurable, tangible things that we can all verify.
Pontoon boats understand it.
Absolutely. Balloons understand it. Listen, in the virtual reality, these are all demanded for us to have the type of reality that we have. The way that everything works in reality demands buoyancy and density. Demands that we're on a fixed stationary Earth with no curvature. The virtual reality demands it. It needs it. There's no way for reality to exist without it. Density objects to fall, not gravity. Depending on its air and its weight, and then it displaces the air around it, it falls. Look at the different levels here. Lamp oil, rubbing alcohol, vegetable oil, water, dish soap, milk, maple syrup, corn syrup, and honey. And what you're going to see, we're not getting into that yet, but don't worry, everybody. The upwards earthers, we have to come up with their name. Up-earther, we'll come up with the name for them. We are definitely going to be coming for them. They've been doing experiments that they're using vegetable oil. No, they're using, what was the one that we seen?
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Go figure, right? Ping pong ball, soda cap, beads, cherry tomato, dye, popcorn kernel, and bolts. Look at how everything follows into its own density layer. This debunks upward writhing Earth and globe Earth.
all in one. Go figure.
Do you think we're just going to show up here and talk crap? You think this is like a Sovereign Soul podcast or a Flatzoid? No, we're actually going to show you the truth. We're going to give you the observations. We're going to give you the examples that you can go out and test this for yourself, whether you like it or not. We're not going to tell you that because Jaron is going to go there and see a 24-hour sun that he's at the bottom of a sphere, okay? We're never going to lead you wrong. We're going to do what we do because this is who we are. Gravity is just density, okay? This never even happened. No one's upside down. Okay? Make a wish. Blow on it for truth. Strong enough to stick trillions of gallons of water, but weak enough to let a man in a kayak float to the top, huh? Figure that one out. Come on, Glurfs. You don't believe in gravity? Go and jump off a cliff. Okay. That only proved that they are denser than the air, so they fall down to the ground. But when they hit the water, guess what happens? You float. You float on the top of the water.
Well, if you go from high enough, you'll splat.
Yeah, but then you'll rise back up and float because you are less dense than the water. Keep going here. Gravity working so hard. Whoops, gravity took a break here. What's going on? Whoops. Let's keep going. We got more. Trust the NASA science. This is the kind of characters that they got running the conference interviews now, right? He's one of these guys. We'll get to that sodomy too. Here, go figure. When you turn Space Force upside down, it perfectly forms a Baphomet. Go figure, right? Who would have guessed that that would happen? Jason? Anyone else in the chat?
Yeah, that's pretty guessable. I mean, all of their patches, every single one of those lunar patches, all the astronaut patches, every single one of them has some crazy occult satanic symbolism in them.
Absolutely. Here, does everybody in the chat know this? Listen, I am old enough, okay? My hair is starting to go gray, especially doing this fast for the last month and a half. I've been letting it grow. It's going white. Okay, I am getting older. So when I started building buildings, right, when I showed up to work, they told me, if you don't have these tools, Ron, don't show up tomorrow. One of those tools was a plumb, not my uncle, but Bob. This is a plumb bob. Okay. So if I wanted to make sure that my wall was completely plumb, right, vertically level or perpendicular to the horizontal plane of the earth, right, I would get a mark on the ceiling right here. My pointer is, and I would drop the plumb bob down. And when the plumb bob stopped moving, I would put an X or a dot directly below the point of the plumb bob. And if you take a laser or a level or a spirit level, and you check to see, once you run a piece of wood or a metal stud from the top point to the bottom point, it would be perfectly perpendicular to the horizontal plane of the earth. Perfectly plumb. Okay. Not only does this prove that the earth is flat, it also proves that the earth is stationary, because it relies on this plumb bob coming to a complete rest. One tool that from hundreds of years ago totally destroys the idea that you live on a spinning sphere. So every single Jeranism Home Depot was built with one of these, debunked his idea that the earth was a spinning sphere. Do you have anything to say about the plumb bob before I move on?
Yeah, well, as we saw earlier, if you went 69 miles, you would need to have 1.2 miles of string to drop that plumb bob down and touch Earth again in all directions around you if we were on a ball. 1.2 miles.
Yep, absolutely. This is hilarious. Here's what the glurfers want you to believe, that you're here. Where my pointer is. That's you. This is the size of the sun. Even though every single person that's ever lived, that's walked the face of this earth, seen the small sun in the sky compared to the vastness of the flat plane. But they want you to believe that this is you. How stupid. You know, we got clowned, okay? We did. But that's fine. We can wake up to it. Check this out. We got David Weiss. He's now saying that the reason they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones wasn't because it said on there that they were going to depopulate the earth and kill millions and billions of people. Nope. David Weiss says it's because of the position of Polaris.
Yeah.
Galaxy is moving sideways at 2.5 million miles per hour.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. The 2.5 million, you know, you'd think that there would be some sort of like slight variation, but it's like literally to the point where you can now, thousands of years later, still make the same calculations that you could have back then. Absolutely nothing has changed. Now, I heard you say something on a different interview that really piqued my interest. I was hoping maybe you could unpack it a little bit more here. But you were talking about how the Georgia Guidestones were a kind of a truth drop in that regard. And once the people started catching on, like you specifically, that's when they decided to take them down. Can you tell us about that story?
So there's this little hole, and you look through it, and there is Polaris. You don't see it during the day because the lights. But any time of year, any day, you go there, and it's there. Now, the story is, even though we're moving back and forth 193 million miles every 6 months, and then we're chasing the sun at 4.5 billion miles a year, never to return to where we were before, Polaris is so far away that all of those trillions and trillions of miles don't make any difference in parallax because it's so far away. That's their story. However, they also say that the Earth is wobbling 1 degree every 76 years on the great 26,000 year cycle, right? Okay, so if it's wobbling, then our axis is moving across the sky. 1 degree in the sky is 3 full moon widths. If you put 3 moons side by side, that's 1 degree across the sky. So the Georgia Guidestones were built in 1981. They've been up for over 40 years. That means it's moved more than 0.5 degree, and 0.5 degree, 1.5 moon widths would put it way out of there, but we showed that it's still there. It's still exactly there. And those videos started going viral.
So once the video started going viral, David's saying, which, you know, I didn't see them, but I do know that the Georgia Guidestones did have a hole drilled through them. And when you look through it, you could see Polaris, right? And it completely, yes, debunks the fact that the Earth is tilting, wobbling, or spinning. Now, this app here was created by the people that we don't agree with, and it tracks everything you do. And it's an impossible, irrational model. Stay as far away from that as you possibly can. Let's keep going. They use this cartoon, right? Stupid AE map, fake flat Earth, pressurized pizza domers. How come you're just going to, where do we fall off the edge of the map? But they don't tell you that they use that cartoon to justify this cartoon, that you live on a spinning, wobbling, gyrating sphere, that the water doesn't fall off of everywhere. Right? So who's really laughing? Here's the supposed ISS filming Milton. So right off the bat, we got a huge problem here. Where are the stars, right? And this hurricane was half the size of the Earth? Come on. Do people think that this is real? Here's a good question for everybody that's tuning in. Why is this the only supposed footage of any hurricane, or at least the latest one, Milton? Why don't we have tons of these from high altitude planes? Why aren't there any footage of it? You'd think that if we were studying these hurricanes and climate change and we want to save the Earth, why wouldn't we have every single inch of it modeled, mapped, and filmed? Well, guess what, everybody? You can't get high enough in the air to film this. That's why they have to create the CGI. Listen, where's the countries? Where's the United States of America?
No land.
Where's Mexico? What?
There's no land in this whole rotation here.
This is
so
real,
apparently
they say.
half the Earth has no land.
This is the ISS. There's no land, no stars, and completely the wrong size. Okay? A few more to go. Check this out. Here you go. So people always say, stupid flat earthers, you're using a P1000. You need to get a telescope if you want to see what the stars are. Well, here's a $57,500 telescope, right? This is a 20-inch Ritchie Chrétien telescope, RC20. Look at the way that this looks.
Saying, congratulations, you've got telescope time. This is what it cost. Go tell your university, this is how much this is worth.
Is this a sun? Or is this another planet? When this is a $57,000 telescope.
I wish they did, because
everyone's always saying, stupid flat earthers, all you guys need to do is go and buy a telescope and then show us what reality is. So this is supposed to be another sun or a planet in outer space, huh? I'm so tired of their nonsense. Everybody that's tuning in. I'm tired of the fake flat earthers not standing up and actually fighting for the truth and just out here for clout and views and clicks. And just constantly, all these channels constantly live streaming all the time. This Flatzoid, Sovereign Soul, Jaronism's doing all these stupid podcasts where they're supposed to be getting stoned, and nobody is giving any truth. Nobody is giving any information. Listen, if people aren't telling you out there to diet, exercise, and get sun, they're just using you. They're using you for views. Listen, most people think that The Simpsons is the longest running animated show in the history of reality. They're wrong. It's actually NASA. NASA's the longest running cartoon company. Okay? They've been running cartoons since the 40s. Maybe even longer. Right? A couple more to go. And this was actually the footage that they showed of the India landing on the moon here. Check this technology out. This is 2024. This isn't 1950.
One.
The moon's flat too, huh? Look at that.
The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters. And we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
The stars in the background too. This is the moon landing, everybody. You want to go listen to Jake the Asshole sing? No. Go ahead if that's what you want. So they tell us here, the fact checker. Thanks, Elonald. This is telemetry-driven animation, dummy. Click on this link to actually see the true pictures, they say. Photos. Plural, right? When you click on the link, this is all they show you. This is the proof. Here's the proof. Everybody that thinks the other thing I was showing stupid, here you go. Debunked, they say. This is fact checked.
They already sent out the remote camera to take the picture, right?
Where's the photographs? Where's the proof? This is all you get from India, that this thing supposedly landed on the moon? This is it. Right? The shadows don't even work. Nothing's right. Where's the rest of the photos? There's no photos. Good job, India. Keeping the BS away. That's it. China is the poster child for the problem they've gotten it, but it's all nonsense. Where are the photos of this? This is the only photo they got? Wait, hang on a second. What got out of this to take the photo?
Right.
Who snapped this picture?
Well, it was probably the person that was on the moon filming the lunar lander takeoff, right?
India sent the film crew first. They then landed on the moon and then filmed this thing landing and took this nice shot from the ground, the film crew. But there's no footage of the film crew.
Virtual reality witness says, Galaga, I was thinking Space Invaders is the quality of the graphics, right?
On this one, right? That's what y'all are talking about, right? Come on. I can't even believe they even did this. They did this, everybody. They put this out this year. This isn't 50 years old. Come on. Are they mocking asteroids?
I think so.
And then these people, they all like, hooray! They all cheer and they do that mind control nonsense. Listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in, okay? This is the only place you're actually going to get true flat earth content, true blurf debunks. We're going to continue to do this each and every Friday with or without anybody, but we are super thankful that every single one of you showed up. Thank you so much. Jason, let's take it away. I know we got another song break. We come back in, we're going to get into the modern day flurfer community. You don't want to miss this, everybody.
The final Flatoberfest. Let's go.
Take the screen share, please. Thanks. I can't see it.
are back.
Wow, what is that? Jeez, that scared me.
This is Flatoberfest. It is. So this was from Run Boston Bear and 2024 Flatoberfest Live. We covered some snippets of this, but there is a newer released Flatoberfest from... Whoops.
Did you lose it?
From Karen B., who is the organizer of this conference, right? So this was published a day ago. And so what we want to do is run through this and get some of the highlights and talk about what it is that we see here, and what are the characteristics that draw this group of people together. Because for 7 years we've been showing that the model that they promote is impossible, and they just keep trudging forth and acting like they're completely tone deaf. They can't hear anything. And well, let's get to know some of these people on the ground, right? What do you say?
Yeah.
Stop me anytime you want, brother.
So far, we have 284 cancellations, 377 delays. We do expect those numbers to continue to climb throughout the day today.
We're going to find out more from Richard Devane, but this is actually going to be historic. This has never happened in the modern era since they've been monitoring these levels, and that is matching the flood of 1940, if you know your flooding history here.
So Karen puts out a bunch of information about what was taking place in this area. And let's jump up a little bit.
Until 10 p.m.
So I-40 is still closed. I guess that was the route that a lot of people needed to take. So this section of the video here, because this lane over here was stopped, people were trapped on I-40. And so this group here takes apart the median in order to take it apart so that they can get free and get out of this area.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Flippers are capable of some things.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
And just like that, they made it out. They opened the barrier and they went around the long way. It took them a while, but they made it to the event. And this is where we ended up. We ended up in the dog relief area of the Hampton Inn in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
It's sort of fitting, right?
Yeah. So they showed up there and they said, can we stay here? And the hotel people said, sure, go where the dogs shit and set up your camp.
Well, it's kind of them, right? They didn't have to allow them to set up this camp. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a lot of people in the hotel that were upset that that a bunch of flat earthers had set up camp, right?
Yeah, no, I think everyone was going through, let's be honest, at least I'll give them a little credit for still going through with it. But on the other hand, everyone should have just had their money back, and they should have scheduled it for when everything was back up, like normal people would have done.
Well, let's point out, Karen's been saying that this is the last Flatoberfest. She's not going to be doing it anymore, and we don't expect anybody else to pick it up because come this December, the model that they promote is going to be fully debunked, and nobody's going to be able to support that model ever again. And that model is what brought all these people together. That model.
True.
And we made it work. They let us camp there. They let us use their power. They let us use their bathrooms. They fed us. And everybody had all of their equipment there. They were prepared because it was a camping event. So we made it happen. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who was there and everybody who pushed through this literal disaster and made the event happen. Carol for gathering everybody at the Hampton Inn and Mojo Shop, brought some equipment, so we had at least had a PA system, and we made it work. It wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what I planned for. Not even close. But everybody had a wonderful time, and we were all together, and it really was amazing to watch everybody step into action and make this thing happen and make it one of the best yet, even though it was literally rained out, flooded out. There were so many trees down all over the place, blocking roads, on power lines, so we couldn't get into the venue, but we made it happen. Dr. Law, thank you so much. Sarah and Griff, Billingtano, Ben Balderson, Thunder Chicken, everybody.
Thunder Chicken.
Team effort I've ever seen, and I am truly grateful, and I loved it. I loved being a part of it. You guys are truly the best.
Yeah, Stavely over here, and here's the big celebrity with it.
Man, right? The Mr. Magnetic Reality guy.
Fully isolated, nobody talking to him.
Nope.
Hi. Hi, Josie. Welcome to Flatoberfest. How are you?
Let's skip through this part. They got this crazy chick going around the microphone asking people questions, but she didn't have a very long stint on it. She got here, you can play this part. You get the first interviewer.
Yeah, so I want to point out common characteristics. You see a lot of guys sleeved up. You'll see this guy's got like a demon skull and bones on his arms.
I'm going to tell you the truth, even though he's got a demon skull and bones tattoo on his arm. He's here for the flat earth truth, though.
And the big thing seems to be beating up your chin hair, I guess, and being gauged out.
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm from Flatoberfest TV, and I would like to know, like, what's your thoughts and, like, how you got in.
So, yeah, demon skull and bones.
Yeah, this guy's definitely there for the truth. You can trust this guy. He's going to tell you the truth, right?
Yeah, so why is it that so many of the fake flat earthers look like this? I mean, they're demon tatted, gauged out, mohawk, and beaded up chin hair.
Into this, like your journey.
I'm guessing you probably want a brief summary.
Yes.
Okay, no
yes,
problem.
please.
Okay.
Make it quick.
Oh, yes, no problem. Basically, been looking into deceptions and conspiracies probably since around 2005, 2006. I got steamrolled into it for a good 5 years, and I kind of backed off because it just seemed like a mental overload. I already done a lot of things, massive deceptions for a while, and so when Flat Earth came about, I was already kind of on that spiritual pathway of like understanding, okay, I'm not a stupid space being. Maybe there's something, but I don't know what. I can't connect it. And then seeing Flat Earth in front of everything clicked, made sense because I remember I flew a lot as a child. Right. So I was seeing a flat horizon on either side. I'm like, I always kind of wondered, well, there's got to be a curve. Maybe there's just so big, but certain size, it's got to have a certain drop at a certain distance, and it didn't. And then seeing more evidence to support the cause for the flat Earth. I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked. Okay, it's like see all the reasons that the globe's just a big lie, and like.
So, do you believe that flat earthers have more balls, or do globers have more balls?
Oh, come on.
What kind of questioning is this now?
We're really behind. There's a delay here. He's got Cash sitting on his lap too. What's going on? He's got his Flatoberfest fob or whatever you call those.
Yeah, so it's about the balls here.
Balls.
Globers just have more mental balls because they're surrounded by balls.
I don't know why it's so off. It's not synced.
What do you mean?
The volume is really out of sync with the words.
All right. What can I do here? Maybe
it's not for everybody, but at least for me it is.
I'm gonna
see if we can get that scheduled out. If it was okay for you guys, if the sound was lined up, forgive me for saying it wasn't for me. Let's continue.
And
with the lanyard, thanks.
Just saying that we're just the biggest tough. We're tough. Nothing's gonna bring us down. I mean, we had a hurricane come through that could have ended this last event here for Flatoberfest, and gracious people all from this community stepped forward. We got a gal Carol. She got the permission from the Hampton here to have it here. Love making food. Mojo had the sound stuff hanging with him. It's like everyone just came together. It was like we just moved it. We moved it here now, and now it's still going well. It's even a little more intimate because it's a little bit closer versus 55 acres. Yes, it sucks that everything was basically lost. We're gonna get back to that eventually, you know. But I'm loving it now, and yeah, Flat Earthers had the biggest balls.
Yeah.
There's your modern day Flat Earth representatives. This guy with the demon skull and bones tattoo saying Flat Earthers have the biggest balls. And what's he got? Coke on his shirt, which is toxic. Come on. So there's your first interview. Look at her face, too. Get out of here.
Back to you in the studio.
Flatoberfest TV. Back to you, Karen.
What's going on?
So DJ Curious, he's the new face that was brought out by Mark and Pat, right?
Yeah, so he's been brought out to try to, I don't know, lift up the community. The first thing I want to say to everybody is Karen B is filming this from her waist. they're going on like this is the tallest guy. What is he, 6'3"? You know, they're carrying on like he's the tallest guy in the world. And he's an outright open sodomist, right? And you guys all know that we don't agree with that here, okay? We don't agree with it. It's not healthy. Anything that's unclean that can cause you to be sick and just stuff that we don't want you to do, we're not with. So why have they made this guy the new face of the flat earth, right? Well, they're trying to make everything as debaucherous. And on top of it, he's supposedly a DJ. What kind of music does this guy DJ? Where's his channel? Somebody can comment below. Where's his mixtapes? What's the most recent DJ Curious mix? I'd like to hear it. I'm mad about him being a so-called DJ.
And why is he just curious? Because he does talk about how his ex, some guy, so he
boyfriend, he said. I was like, why? Come on.
Yeah, so he's not curious. He's well beyond curious.
Oh.
I'm being paged to the sound booth right now, but I'm just going to hand DJ over this
Is for
microphone.
Mark.
And is this for Mark?
This is for Mark Sargent. I am in the currently process of plugging Strange World, which is Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we talk about flat Earth news, right, Lynn? And Lynn is going to be a new viewer. She is here sharing her story, coming to Flat Earth through her husband. And guys, this has been a beautiful moment. Thank you, Karen, for sticking through it, because it all worked out. Beat the apocalypse. It's just a little bit of prep for what more mayhem to come. But when you have the truth in you, you do not need to worry about
so
a thing.
he's gay, but he likes to quote the scriptures and that this is the end times and the apocalypse. I mean, does people not see there's a contradiction there, right? And listen, okay, I don't know what went on with certain people. I don't know what they went through and why they decided to choose that type of path, right? But you can always just stop and just be normal and not pursue that, and not be that your public image needs to be you presenting yourself that way. If DJ Curious was just normal, he didn't have to talk like that. If he didn't say that he has a boyfriend and that he's curious and all that, there'd be nothing wrong with this guy. He talks fine.
Yeah, he's not all tatted up with satanic
tattoos, right?
He's not gauged out.
A normal presence on camera. He's able to speak. So why does his story have to be the gay DJ? Why? I ask you on the side of the screen. And the only result or answer or conclusion that I can come to is that they're trying to humiliate anybody that thinks the earth is flat. That's it. Constantly.
All right, DJ Curious, stay curious, guys.
No.
Where do we want to go next?
No.
Let's make it right along. Hey, how are we doing today?
Oh, very, very well. Thank you.
You got some words for the Flat Earth family out there?
So hold on, pause it. So as he comes over and starts to do this interview section, you didn't pause it quick enough. All of a sudden you get, I mean, the most annoying thing you could ever imagine. And then they caption here, oh, cymatics noise in the background. Is that supposed to be peaceful? Warning, everybody turn your sound down. Crazy DJ Curious is coming with the Flatoberfest interview. I mean, how rude can you possibly be? They're supposed, look at this guy on the screen here. What do we get? He's got a Crocodile Dundee hat on. Do you know there was people wearing that shirt around here that it said Antarctica right? And then they asked them, "Oh, is this because you're going against the final experiment?" People had no idea what that even was.
So apparently, you show up here, you have to take the interviews. So the reason why these people are here is so that somebody goes around, puts a microphone in their face, and they say their bit. And this one, as soon as it begins, they put this cymatic noise in the background, which is horrible. We'll skip through it. That noise is coming from this thing right here.
Creating the patterns that go unseen by the eye.
Had to do that as, right away. Everybody needs that noise.
And everyone has to come and sign the cymatic flame throwing tool.
Who else?
Earth, and you might first realize that's why it's important to look into it and ask questions. Let's move
Karen's
on.
like kneeling on the ground for these. Like, I don't understand why she didn't just hold it higher in the air. She's got the camera down at her waist. Here we got the flat Earth cook.
Yeah.
Hopefully
So
he's not serving human.
He cooked for everybody. They want to talk about
We know you've been working.
how tall he must be, right?
Yeah.
That's my holiday right here. The
It's
food's been
not that
good.
tall.
Breakfast burritos, hamburgers. We've got
Is that-
pad thai. I can't even tell you how
I like
much
pad
delicious
thai.
Thai tea I've had to give me that energy. And hey, get over here. We got one more. But thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This has been the best Flatoberfest ever. It's
The best ever. Right? Good thing you didn't go to the rest. This was the best one.
Listen, I could come there and show it these people. I don't want to say that they're the scum of the earth. I don't want to say that. I mentioned that I have a problem with DJ Curious. A, I'm a DJ. B, I don't think he needs to call himself, like, no DJ wants to be, hi, I'm DJ Gay. No, that's not normal, everybody. If you don't think that it's staged and scripted, there's something wrong with you. Okay. And again, if you are gay, you don't need to make it your entire life to tell everybody that you're gay. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong here. But here we go. This has got to be one of the weirdest interviews again. This guy comes up. He's like, he's got like the meth look going on here. This is good, everybody. Here, let's just see this. Second interview for DJ Curious.
So I got to say that, I didn't get the chance to be popular growing up because I was raised Jehovah's Witness and I wasn't allowed to have any friends. So you can't really be popular if you can't have friends. But I still had common sense to the social groups to stay out of certain ones. And this is the type of social group that I would absolutely stay clear of. I mean, because
I can hang with them.
There's a lot of really weirdness going on here, and I think it's intentional because I think they're trying to make Flat Earth look ridiculous.
It's all about humiliation.
Yeah.
Right, hey, you heard it first. He was only if I let him wear the glasses. Too bad they're not the DJ Curious glasses.
Yeah, no. Good thing they're not.
It may.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I just saw it. Did everybody see what he did?
So these are not the DJ Curious glasses. He's
putting them on. Look at him looking at the camera here.
Watch this.
He's all super close. Big shining.
Oops.
He pours the water all over himself. And his shirt says ice.
Too bad they're not the DJ Curious glasses.
I think.
Sir, this is. It may not be water. Jesus did drink. Jesus did
Got to
drink.
humiliate
He enjoyed a
himself
good
on
time.
camera.
And please, for the camera, state your name, where you're from.
I'm Jared. I'm from Minnesota.
Did he say Jaron?
Jaron from Minnesota, and he did the.
His name's not fucking Jared, too, like Jaron. Or maybe Jared.
Camera, state your name, where you're from.
You see that? I just want to show everybody. This is the other thing that you see Witsit and all these characters doing.
Yeah.
David Weiss. That's a staged tongue out. That's not just a licking the lips type thing.
I'm Jared. I'm from Minnesota.
Did he say Jared or Jared?
I'm not sure. Could be Jared.
10,000 lakes, but it's actually the land of about 13,000 lakes.
All right. Well, you look good in those glasses, I must say. And how
Did he say Minnesota?
How's your flat?
Yeah, Minnesota.
Or he drove all the way from Minnesota for this. Like, wow, that's a long way to drive. Of course, he didn't want to get his money refunded and drive back home.
He's a devotee.
wine on myself.
How's your flat Earth journey been?
Chaotic. I started with COVID. I had a co-worker of mine who was a friend that said, "Hey, did you hear we are first in line for the shot? Let's go get vaccinated." And I'm like, "Let me get back to you on that."
So you need to do some more investigation.
his
And when did
opener?
it come to flat Earth? How was your? Was it a divine intervention?
Yes, 100% it was a divine intervention, but it was COVID took me into just researching like vaccinations and autism and all that stuff. And
All the
Not trusting the
buzzwords.
system.
yes, basically all of that led into
DJ
like,
Curious
we're
has gotta
being
help him
poisoned,
here.
we're being led to believe things that aren't true.
Evil is real.
Why doesn't he just go
never
by
felt
his
motion.
name too? Like this guy here, whatever. What's this guy's name? Is his name DJ or is he actually a DJ? Maybe his name's DJ.
I never thought motion existed within the earth. I was always
Motion.
like, it doesn't make sense. What is the
I bet he feels the earth spinning
You
right
see
now.
Motion within the earth.
You see Neil Armstrong, you see what Buzz is rebuking. It's
The
all
globe lies falling apart before his eyes.
exactly NASA. I'm looking into that. I'm like, what in the world? How could you possibly believe this? This is complete nonsense.
You were done with lies and you were seeking truth, and it helped you see just a little glimpse in how
DJ Curious
complex and
telling
beautiful
him
this
what he
world
was
really
going
is.
for.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. And
Go.
Hang on a second. Oh, he looks at the camera and laughs too. This guy, this clown. Get an amen. So amen means truth. And like, I mean, why would DJ Curious? That's his second biblical reference. You know, the reason why Flatoberfest started was because the biblical side of the flat earth movement, Robbie Davidson, Dean Odell, Rob Skeebers, they got into a huge fight at the last Flat Earth Pope conference. Robbie Davidson with the Flat Earth Society logo. They got into a huge fight, number of fights, and this was the split off. These guys were the bigger crew, right? The satanic side, the gauged out ear tattoo gay DJ side, right? They formed Flatoberfests, and the Christians just went away. And so here you got the satanic crew that couldn't stand. Listen, they mocked the Christians. They said, you guys got to do your speeches in a totally different room. Nobody wanted to go to them. So here they are now in their own thing, and they're still making biblical jokes. He thinks that's real funny, DJ Curious, huh? Funny. Can I get an
also,
amen?
where are the stars? Why can't they zoom into cruise ships on the bottom of the globe? If they can zoom in 4 trillion light years away, or sorry, 40 light years away, which is 4 trillion miles, whatever. Absolutely retarded pseudoscience, satanic science. If they can zoom that far, they can show the flags on the moon. They can show cruise ships underneath the globe. It's not possible because it doesn't exist. Because we live in an electromagnetic universe. We live on a plane of inertia. We're not spinning, we're not moving, we're not spinning out of control. Your mind.
So he's got to tell you all the things that are not true.
That's who I'm starting to yell. It's like he's like a street protester.
He's getting into it now, right?
Oh boy, go back a click and we hit play.
We're not spinning, we're not moving, we're not spinning out of control. Your mind is spinning out of control if you trust the government and you inject your kids with poisonous fluids and you eat the groceries that are in the stores. They're poisoning you, they're making you retarded.
And we are done.
He's getting the groceries from the grocery store too, everybody. Don't be fooled.
Curious has had enough of that.
He's pulled the mic back. Go back a sec. He's like, this is
all right.
Stores, they're poisoning you, they're making you retarded.
And we are done with the lies. It's time to what?
Wake the fuck up.
Time to wake up,
and
everybody.
get flat.
It's time to wake up and get flat and research what is really going on with this Earth. Thank you for bringing up so many good points. Asking questions because what? It's a mystery and it's not boring. Thank you so much.
he walks away and he doesn't get his
$54
glasses
billion
back.
to go to Mars, 268 million miles away. Makes a ton of sense.
None of it makes sense, right?
Patting him in the butt there.
Yeah, he pat.
And then
Thank
DJ
you.
Curious
Sounds good.
just leaves without his glasses.
You want to wear those for a minute or should I?
kind of do.
All right.
I feel like I can walk around now.
Let's
It's
go.
not even sunny out. Why is he wearing glasses? Like people that wear toques inside on their
Want me to keep
podcast.
going?
Sure.
All right. Hey, what do we
I'm
got
sure he
here?
uses fluoride. Look at this guy. Oh, here we go. No, this guy's not a gauged out, tattooed wearing.
Yeah, sleeve all the way down the hands.
We know that the FBI said that was a pedophile symbol.
This one right here.
Yeah, no, this guy's going to tell us the truth for sure.
He's got the skull and bones on his belt. The only thing he's missing is the beads on the chin hair, right?
He's going poofy beard.
Yep.
Hey, you guys having a good time?
Oh yeah, just trying not to, have the beast of burden too heavy on my shoulders. Try not
The
to
beast
dance
of
like
burden.
Mick Jagger. My swagger is a mix between Mick Jagger, Iggy Pop, Ian Curtis from Joy Division, and maybe a little Jim Morrison in there.
All right.
Oh.
Hey, yeah, we're letting that beast
All
of burden
CIA
off our
agents,
shoulders and
PSYOPs.
throwing it on him and letting it go.
And just playing bad music.
So,
Amen.
is this, let's have a conversation real quick. Is this it? Or are you doing like...
Your mic, remember?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You have a mic.
Look at this stuff right here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Chris forgot that he doesn't need to hold the mic. He's mic'd up. Is that a snake?
Yes.
Oh, that's gross. What's on that other ring? Zoom back out, please. Oh, come on, these people. Gotta make me so mad on Friday night. I wanted to have a good time, everybody, but these people, man.
The swirl. It's got that.
You don't
we
even...
got to talk up because we got Mick Jagger singing some gospel tunes from the late 60s.
Yes.
Another biblical reference. Gospel tunes,
And how'd you get into flat Earth? What was the one thing that stuck with you?
I got into Flat Earth in 2015. I was driving across the flat plains of Kansas, listening to the Higher Side Chats with Greg Carlwood, and I was already devouring his whole catalog. I was really into him at the time.
Anti-flat earther.
And he did that seminal, groundbreaking, explosive, fractaling supernova of an interview with Eric Dubay. And I remember vividly, driving
Trapper.
on this road trip doing a shakedown run to Colorado, and I was like, Flat Earth? What the fuck? Well, I listen to anything, Let's go
These
ahead and
people
see if
can't
it
talk
changes my
on
mind,
camera
whatever.
without swearing
By
either.
the end of the argument, by the end.
No, I don't think they can talk without swearing.
I mean,
camera has nothing to do with it.
it's a good thing this isn't a family podcast.
The interview, I was
His rings were
yelling out
disgusting.
the flat plains of Kansas.
There you were.
Disbelief, like wow,
You were in
right
it.
out of the gates.
His neck's tatted, his head's tatted.
The arguments and defense, you got to tip your hat to him. Eric really knew how to spin a yarn.
He was able to give us
Aye.
a lot of info in a quick, concise manner.
And I
Yes,
think,
thank you for
DJ
that.
Curious acts like he was there, huh?
Witsit, I think, has kind of taken that torch. He's like the high
Devil
intellectual
horns.
that can
Witsit now, huh?
articulate
High
language and
intellectual.
really
He just
professional
spews
and
word
articulate.
salads. He doesn't articulate anything. Where's Witsit? Why won't Witsit come on here and debate us? No, he ignores it.
Technical jargon, jumbo is all he does.
He references the stupid documentaries like he owns them. The principles.
Like
where he got all
an
his information
academic
from.
way that's accessible to a lot of people, and Eric had that same thing. So after that, I did a deep dive for like 3 years and got involved. I took every flat earth. I went flat really fast.
It becomes an obsession because truth
Completely
feels
changed
good.
my life. Lost a lot of friends. Got shadow banned online.
Yeah.
Was like made fun of and ridiculed, and I thought it was going to be this huge flat Earth revolution. I thought like, wow, this is so easy to unravel. There's the house of cards is falling down, and all of a sudden by 2017 they were doing damage control and all the hit pieces
Everybody's
were
got
coming
this service dogs too. Bonnie. Everybody has to have a service dog. If you're blind, okay. You need to have a dog. I get that. But why does everyone have to have a service dog now in 2024? What's going on with these people?
What is this guy's handicap that he requires Bonnie? Right? Are we to think he's blind or deaf?
No, I don't think so.
And they were getting Joe Rogan to spin his false yarn about just making fun of flat earthers, and before I know it, I was like, what was like getting ready to explode, it got crushed, and then now here we are. They didn't crush it, it just kind of, you know, it's just simmering, right?
You can only simmer. It's boiling. The pot is boiling.
It didn't explode into the fabric of culture like I thought it was going to now, but I was excited with that. Which it brought up the idea that maybe the 100th monkey syndrome might be upon us. The critical mass that we've been
favorite thing to say
that we've been like longing for might actually happen in the next year or two, and it could
yeah, right.
The fabric of pop culture.
Final experiment's coming, and that's
yeah, it's all over come this December.
Flat Earth PSYOP is done.
Let's see what else we got.
Zworst thinks maybe he's blind.
Today?
Sure.
Okay, so
Are we doing this?
Oh yeah, we got. Now? So say your name and how you got into flat Earth, and are you having a good time?
Yeah, great time. Craig Cotton.
Your name?
Craig Cotton.
Greg. All right.
Yep. And so years ago, I'd see videos of balloon going up, and I did comment on the video. Sure does look flat. And right. So people would comment on it, and it's just, you know, it's flat. So
That's the proof, huh?
All right.
Yeah. And
Owen Benjamin.
Nah, he's back in the mix now, right?
Well, yeah, he did an interview with Dirty Dave, and just going over how Dave paid him to come out as a flat earther, but he's not really a flat earther, he says. And then he did a Witsit Gets Shit interview too, mocking the creator. Take it or leave it, Owen's back because he's promoting his new Barteria meetup. Give him a shameless plug. Too bad he wasn't tuned in. Why don't you come on and do an interview with us, Owen, or any of these people? DJ Curious, why don't you come and defend your stance and have a conversation? None of these people show up. None of them. I bet you maybe Patricia's watching. I doubt Mark is. I don't think Karen B's watching. Where is everybody? Where are these people? Why don't they speak up and come and say, hey, I was there. I'm not a bad person.
Craig Cotton, CC, right?
Yeah, boy.
I've seen him for a while, and so I looked for him on Rumble, and finally I saw what I needed to see, and I've been always looking for. It was Dave Weiss and Crow 777 on, and they showed the perspective.
Crow 777 is not a flat earther.
That's exactly what I had been.
Did you have something on your heart or mind? You knew something was off?
Yeah, exactly.
You were seeking truth?
Yes.
All right.
That's it. Yeah.
And truth was starting to come. And that
So perspective, they have had to lie all along because in their model, the sun would be coming towards you and going away from you. It would come in as a tiny little pinprick dot, get larger and larger all day to noon, and then get smaller and smaller as it is going away from you. And then they just use the word perspective and just psyoped everybody. Apparently nobody ever went out and watched the path of the sun. It doesn't come towards you or go away from you, everybody.
They've never seen a sunrise or sunset ever, any of the flippers.
Yeah.
What does that truth do for you?
It just makes everything wonderful.
It makes you have some peace?
Exactly.
You got peace. Hey, with truth comes peace that surpasses all understanding. Right. And when you see that we are in a created realm, it makes you think about your created Father.
Created realm now, says DJ Curious, huh? Wow.
Peace, yeah, he's going all super biblical.
Creative Father? Yeah. All right. Well, hey, anything
What?
else you want to say?
Father.
Yeah.
That's it right now.
It's been great to meet him. He's a wonderful guy. It's been the love at Flatoberfest.
He's a wonderful guy.
Wow, they're happy.
How can you say that about somebody that you just met and are interviewing, never talked to before?
I'm blinded by the orange shirt in the background. Does this guy know that he looks like a pylon? I mean, who would wear something like that? Unless you're like working on a job site where you don't want to get run over by like a skid steer or like a crane or something. Why would you wear that orange?
Orange, you know.
Why is DJ Curious walking around with his water bottle? I mean, you put that down, do your interviews, and then pick that thing back up. Is this an advertisement for the? Is that a Stanley water thing? All the people are raging about
Carrying it like a baby.
been overwhelming. Keeping
We got
us all
alcohol in
energized
it.
to go back into this globe matrix and continue to embrace
Globe
our friends and
matrix?
family.
What?
Would love to help wake them up. What do you think? Beautiful. All right.
Beautiful.
Hey, Hugford. Nice to meet you. It's been wonderful. Flatoberfest 2024, guys. It's a good time.
Get a hug.
Want to say
Aw.
hi? You guys want to be on camera?
That orange.
Who's ready to talk? All right, we got Corbett here. State your name and where you from.
My name's Corbett Hafner, and I grew up on Whidbey Island.
Like Mark Sargent?
He was the same age as me.
Do you know him?
My mom was a teacher, and so was his mom, so we grew up together.
We have an inside scoop on Mark Sargent, everybody.
Not much.
Not much? What did you know?
Young.
Was he a cool kid?
He was a lot of fun. He was like one of the most creative kids I hung out with. Like I always look forward to going over and hanging out with him.
This is amazing. Oh my God, cool. Well, hey, and so how did you get into Flat Earth? Was it through him?
Yeah, I was listening to. I found out.
He doesn't even know what
He
podcast.
was doing 2019.
Yeah.
And somebody dropped his name in a podcast, and so I looked it up. And I wrote an email to him, and he's like, "Hell yeah, it's me."
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. So then
Little Whidbey Island. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And so how do you feel after looking into it?
I'm in.
You see it? You see the signature of the creator?
Yes, I do.
And how does that give you
Again
peace?
with the biblical references.
Yeah, I was agnostic until I saw Flat Earth.
Whoa! And what was the one clue that tipped you off? Do you think you remember?
I just that everything is a creation. And it's
The signature is in all things.
Everything's a creation.
Not that the earth was flat?
No.
Thank you for your time. And Flat Earth, did you hear that gives people peace and hope
Corbett.
because he knows that we are more
Not
important
bad.
than what they've told us.
He seemed like an
So,
alright.
keep that in mind.
Here comes
Wanna
his
say something?
orange friend.
Sure. All right, we got Eric here. All right, so,
It was weird the way that he's talking to that guy. He like barely said he's like, "Do you want to say something?" I mean, what a weird way to introduce somebody. Did you guys see
What was that?
Are you interviewing me?
So he's gonna interview him.
I am. All right, so we met a minute ago. I love this shirt, by the way. What do you think? This is the brightest Flat Earth shirt at Flatoberfest.
I'm ready
Out
to
and proud.
traffic.
Yes, we got through the emergency, but in case something else goes wrong.
No, and I've got my vest too. I actually was directing traffic yesterday. Get people in here.
Wow.
Crazy.
Thank you for being here.
That was Bob.
What kind of
Bob, he just lost weight. This is Bob. This is the death faker. This is Bob Nodell right there. He's almost as tall as DJ Curious, huh?
Yeah.
Western area besides Flat Earthers?
No, I mean, well, number one is showing the resilience and the fact that everybody that's here is not only committed, but also has sense and foresight and can figure things out that other people that would never have the ability. I mean,
What do you think that was? Did you have a love of truth in you, would you say?
Well, absolutely, I have to love the truth, but that's not necessarily it. It's the resourcefulness.
Okay.
When your mind is activated and you're always thinking and you're always looking for ways to figure things out.
And using discernment, it sounds like.
Well, absolutely.
All right, Island. That's a gift from God.
Absolutely. But it's
Another
also
reference to the
something
God.
that is prompted to by doing your own research, trying to figure things out. You've trained your mind to be able to figure things out that other people wouldn't. Like just when I was directing traffic. Sorry. When I'm directing traffic,
We're running out
I'm
of
just
time.
a guy.
I'm just a guy. He says, huh? Everybody wants their fame. They all came here to do these interviews.
Yeah. What do we got here? Tony Coriola.
Please
got the-
introduce yourself.
Gives him a
Oh,
shirt
yeah, we
on.
need those shades. I should have my shades, but I loaned them out. I loaned them out. It's my friend, but
Gave him to that crazy guy.
These are prescriptions, so.
You need those. We'll hold the microphone here and tell us how you got into Flat Earth and how you're feeling this
Obviously,
weekend.
Feeling great this weekend.
All right.
Feeling great.
It's been fun. I know a bunch of these
Fun.
people just on YouTube, but we get to meet up here. Everyone's cool out here. I don't know. I call in to shows. Not that, big of a thing. The earth is flat. Go to the meetups, drink some beers. These are all cool people.
He's a
Have
star
some
on
Busch
Strange
Lights.
World, everybody. This is Tony Coriola.
Hear this guy.
Coriolis.
Is and it's a really special movement, and I hope it continues
Whoa.
on. And thank you, Karen, for putting it on for us. It's been really great from 2020 onward. So Thank you.
I would say you feel like you have peace knowing that it's a beautiful realm that you're a part of?
Oh, since finding out about it, everything's so much more interesting now.
More divine?
It's become more divine, more magical.
Wow.
You know, there's a lot more.
Divine, magical. Here's a height difference right here. How did Karen get low enough to be?
She's kneeling. Karen's now on the ground. She's on her knees looking up at them.
Well, you can see the camera is below his waist, right?
And yeah, look at how low she is, and she's acting like, "Oh, DJ is so tall." I mean, Karen, get off the ground. Who? I guess that's what someone told her. To get the best angle, you got to basically sit on the ground.
It's my family with a really big, loving family.
We are all God's children, and we are all family.
God's children.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
Here you go.
Thank you, sweetie. Let's keep it going. Okay, we got more people over here. We got to get on. Josh, we need your time has come. Oh, your time has come. Carl, you want to be next?
Sure.
You want to tell us what you saw this weekend? We need
Wow.
you.
Look at this guy.
You know, they say everything happens for a reason, and I sit back and think and wonder what had to happen for this to occur. All of the, I mean, from the high winds to the state of emergencies to all the.
All right.
Wow. Clip through this guy. The next person they got.
How'd you get
Where's
to Flat
that
Earth?
lady?
All started with 9/11, but eventually I got to Flat Earth in late 2014.
This guy, he just came from the gym,
I saw
this
a couple
guy.
videos online with the laser experiment across a large body of water. Yeah. And that kind of like made me just look down the rabbit hole much further.
Sealed the deal?
I had other experiences. I used to play a video game called Minecraft, and it's a level sandbox game where you can build stuff. And
Yeah, that's
Not bad video game reference. Okay.
good video game reference.
Who's this guy?
Energy is flowing, the love is here, and it's so great that you made it, and thank you for coming. How did you get into Flat Earth?
Thanks to President Obama.
Oh.
I mean, like literally one night I was going to
Wow.
sleep.
We
I
don't
was
have
listening to
time
this,
for a
falling
meeting of the
asleep listening
Flat
to
Earth
it.
Society. This guy just shouted at Obama. Flatoberfest 2024, everybody. The final Flatoberfest. Hosted by DJ Curious.
We'll get a few more people in.
Oh man, you know, back the beginning of it, kind of 15, late 14 kind of thing. So like a lot of people, like, you know, Flat Earth.
This guy's also a giant too, huh?
Jaron and Eric Dubay and all that fun stuff. So Matt Powerland.
Were you questioning reality and seeking truth?
Yeah, I was pretty tinfoil at that point, but you know, that was the big guns right there. So
Everybody needs to know it's actually aluminum foil.
Lies and maybe things weren't making sense.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's
so
fair
it was
to say.
pretty, you know, long ago it was like the moon landing's total bullshit, you know, and stuff like that. So, but that's a long way from Flat Earth. So,
and would you say this has been a
DJ
divine
Curious's tune.
That guy sounded relatively decent.
Except for that.
Beautiful people. And at 1:30 to 8 in the morning, after an all night of the stars, because there was no power in the hotel, boom, the lights shined back on, and we had our power for the night to take a shower, warm shower that day, and Flatoberfest was on one.
We never missed a lick.
Never missed a lick.
Missed a lick.
We didn't skip a beat, did we?
No, sir.
Well,
Thing, or I, run for office, or I do this, or I,
This guy.
get a group going. And no, once you realize that's not going to change anything. It's
What does she have? She got all kinds of stuff shoved down her.
She's packing.
What is
she is packing.
I mean, no problem. Just keep going. Just keep going.
What's she got here?
Got her juice. Oh, is that a Baphomet?
It might be.
action and misinformation and lies.
Misinformation.
The whole battle's between your ears.
That's true.
Oh, that was, whoa.
It shined on Flatoberfest this weekend.
Shining.
Hearts
Get
go
that
out to
word
the
out of your
people
mouth.
affected, But here the love is present.
Yeah, and I hope more
Better not hear him say shine ever again.
This guy has got his sway on already.
people look for it, because we all know the system is designed to keep you on the hamster wheel.
He's doing
They
the
don't
tilt.
have time. People don't have time to look at it. It took me a long time to do enough research to actually realize this is legit, Whereas at first, everybody who hears about it, obviously y'all know this, it's stupid, it's ridiculous, right?
It sounds dumb to be a flat earther,
if
but
you take the time to look into it, which most people don't have.
gotta be done, right?
Purposefully by design. But,
By design.
So I'm hoping more people, it grows and gets bigger and snowballs.
Oh
and
yeah, it's gonna
snowballs.
grow, huh? It's the snowball has melted, lady. It's over. They ruined the Flat Earth Conference. Here we go to the thumbnail position of the podcast. if everybody's not paying attention, we're about to see Brian Stavely. He's now he's a bartender selling houses now. He doesn't do flat Earth content, nor did he do Manduzel effects anymore. Look at the guy in the background. Could you look more effeminate with your hands on your hips, like pose? Possibly. I don't know if you could. It's probably DJ Curious's friend.
So is Stavely the shortest of all flat earthers? That's my question. He might be the shortest.
But you know what? I don't care what you look like. If you've covered yourself in satanic tattoos, if you're wearing gross rings, all these other things, you are speaking for yourself. I don't care what you look like, how tall you are, how overweight you are. That doesn't matter to me. The things that you say and the things that you dress yourself in tell us the picture, right? So we got Stavely holding a wad of cash here. Supposedly, these are all tips that everyone at the Flatoberfest, everyone's just got so much money, they just started handing it to Stavely. He's going to go give it to the hotel. These are tips, supposedly. Let's hear it.
Who helped salvage Karen's event. They were a huge help for us.
Which I think is beautiful. Thank you for doing that.
We got, thanks to this community, we got like this between $400 and $500 in my hand.
Wow.
And maybe even more by the time I make it to the desk.
Yes.
We're going to thank them so much and let them distribute it amongst the staff because
they came. We should send this to them.
They came through huge for us.
Through huge. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. God bless you all.
The music camp got washed out. Karen, I heard you heard from the guy. He's alive. He's okay. Thankfully, he's alive. And as much as we would displace, we understand that that's nothing to people that lost their homes and shit. So, prayers for all
Brian
of them.
can't even stop with that swearing.
For everybody that came through the adversity, I think the journeys of people just to get here are the most amazing story.
And then the love that they feel. And how did Flat Earth change your life?
Oh, Flat Earth changed my life in a big way. I know all these. That's how I know Karen. That's why I am in the Carolinas.
All right.
That's why I like a whole bunch of stuff in my life.
Got a Flat Earth family, it sounds like.
Oh, dude,
we all do, right, with each other.
Especially here in the Carolinas, like it's huge.
Amen.
We're the Kakalaki crew.
I heard the
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so, would you say the Flat?
I don't think that I want to see more. Don't stop. Kakalaki, are you sure any of these people really want Brian Stavely speaking for them?
It gives you
Don't
peace
stop.
once you accept.
Absolutely.
Peace that surpasses all understanding.
Absolutely, man.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey,
Hold on.
But thanks for taking
Not
care of
over
the
yet.
staff. Staff, we really appreciate you, and that was awesome.
Right there.
Thanks again for everybody who
He
came to
cut
the
it out.
event and was
His,
part of
his
Flatoberfest.
right then and there, his battery died on his selfie stick thing. The phone fell. If you know what he's talking. But so
That's
there is your
2020.
modern. That's your modern flat Earth community. You get the woman giving the devil horns right there on the camera, or doing something.
So if you didn't make it, you missed the last Flatoberfest ever.
Yeah.
And this is what you missed.
They were selling T-shirts. Apparently, the food was free, though, I guess. So that was cool. They had that one guy cooking up the food. All in all, I'm glad these people at least know that the Earth is flat. And they seem to be... Oh, they got the guy wearing the lab coat, like Bob Noodle. I'm glad that these people are there, and they're proud to say that they're flat earthers. I'm going to give each and every one of them that. They're above McToon. They're above Fight the Fat Earth. They're above these characters. The only thing I think that really, really would have made this better is if Mac was there. I mean, I missed because Mac actually made these watchable. This was just so much better with Mac than this DJ Curious thing. So if anyone can please let me know where this DJ Curious actually has mixtapes. I'd like to see if this guy can even mix music. But we're not done. I got some bonus content just before we sign off, Jason. I don't know when you want me to throw that out. You ready for that now?
Yeah.
So if anybody's not paying attention, Tucker Carlson did an interview with Elon Musk, right? And I just want to talk about if it's on screen right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So apparently he was asked about the moon landings, and look what he's got on the screen. It says, "That spells and witchcraft." What does Elon have to say about the moon landing?
And witchcraft, magic is real.
Magic is real. Spells and witchcraft, magic is real. Look at this face on this guy.
Like, can you magic us to the moon?
So he's got a teleprompter over here. People think it's just, off the cuff interview, but the whole thing was scripted on both sides. Can you go to the moon? He's asked.
And no
He looked like, I don't know what face that was.
one has yet been able to magic us to the moon.
No one has been able to magic anyone to the moon. True.
Well, spells can't be that good.
Spells can't be that good.
Okay, if you can't, I want to go to the moon. Let's go. How about Mars?
So he wants to occupy Mars, and everybody keep in mind Mars is symbolic for the demon of war. Here I don't know what kind of boots these are. They're way too big. We got Cucker wearing his penny loafers with no socks on, like a. I mean, could you look more effeminate? Can this man look any more like DJ Curious?
And
So we got to the moon the first time.
So Tucker says, we got to the moon, right?
we definitely
Look at this face. We definitely
went to the moon. I swear. Yes.
I swear he said yes.
We went to the moon.
He's laughing.
We went to the moon. Guess this what his proof is.
We went to the moon several times.
Several times, he said, yeah.
Right. All right. Yeah. I just want to check your view on that.
We 100% went to the moon. I mean, I know in depth the technical designs of the rocket.
In depth. Indefinitely or...
It's the spacecraft.
So he studied the technical designs of the spacecraft.
Everything.
Everything.
What went right? What
went
wrong?
right? What went wrong? So the story they wrote was enough for him. He read it.
And it was a remarkable piece of technology.
Check this line. It was a remarkable piece of technology. You guys have seen the tweaker shelter, right?
Like incredible piece of technology to go to the moon in '69.
In 69. And he loves that number. He puts that number in all of his stuff.
Yeah. That was like reaching into the future and pulling the future forward dramatically.
You can't pull the future forward. You can pull the past forward into the future. Everything this guy says is ridiculous. This is supposed to be the smartest man. Look at him looking at his teleprompter, right?
And it was an important ideological battle with.
So it was an important ideological battle between communism and capitalism. He's telling you guys on the other side of the screen that capitalism is the reason that they landed on the moon.
Communism, because they couldn't put a person on the moon.
So the communists couldn't do it.
And capitalism could.
Capitalism could. So this is Elon Musk's recent interview here with Tucker Carlson. And I don't know, the vibes that I get off this is when he got asked if we went to the moon. Look at this face. Does anybody believe that he thinks we went to the moon?
No.
I don't know what's going on with his neck. Something is not right there with his neck.
It's like a big scar or something.
It's definitely folded over in a very awkward way. But yeah, you can take the screen share back. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's podcast. And again, I don't have anything against anybody that went to Flatoberfest. Good for you. I'm glad that you all know that the earth is flat. Everybody heard my opinion. I don't think that somebody who is doing the interviews should be so outwardly open about that kind of sexual preference. I think that should be kept to your private life. You know, I don't have any problems if that's what somebody wants to do. But if you're going to become the speaker of a community, the lead interviewer, and your whole stick is that you're some... You know what? I mean, come on. What a shame. What a humiliation ritual that they're trying to run on everybody. And I just, to me, it just was classless, tasteless. I think Karen B should have refunded all of those people their money, and they should have redid the Flatoberfest in October after everything was settled and actually had the presentations, the people up there showing the earth is flat, showing the proofs, showing the reasons why they believe that the earth is that way. What is this? It just become one big meet greet where everybody gets to talk on camera? Is that what the flat earth community has become?
That's it. That is what it has become. But it's not going to be that anymore. It's over. That was the final Flatoberfest.
That was the last one that we ever have to cover. I'm very grateful. And thank you for tonight, Jason, for running the podcast. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We're going to be live on my Rumble channel. Again, all the description box below have all of our links. We're also on Telegram, Reality Check Chat. You can click the link in the description box. Join us there. Then you always know when we're going live. You can also, have back and forth with everybody there. We got a great, small but powerful team. Shout out to YD. Shout out to the Goldsmith for always doing the great gold digging. And there'll be a Rumble live stream Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Central. That's 10 a.m. Eastern, where we're going to go over the weekly news, brand new music, some spirituality, some memes of the week. It'll be great. And then we'll have a Day of Atonement. Sunday night is starting the Day of Atonement, where we go from sundown on Sunday till sundown on Monday, and we don't eat or drink anything just to give back credit to the Creator, to give thanks to Him. We afflict ourselves, and we'd like you to join us then too. Again, all the links for everything that you could possibly think of, all of the music that we play, there's a playlist in the description box, as well as I'll leave a link with the songs from tonight. I'm just grateful that I've been able to share truth. If anybody that was in this podcast on the screen, if you'd like to come on and give your side of the story a little bit further, we are completely open to have any of you on, including Karen B. The only thing is I don't suggest you check out her morning show. It is horrendous. Does she literally have a song playing the entire time from an elevator track? Honestly.
Yes. Yeah, a true elevator track.
Like, is she intentionally doing that to drive people away?
Might be. Absolutely might be.
I'll ask you guys on the other side of the screen. Again, thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. You're only going to hear this content on the Yahawashai News Networks. Good night, everybody.
Lost in the moment, present and open. Lost in the moment, drops in the ocean. Give me